Okay, we're going to do all the trig equations from a grade 11 paper 2 exam, and it's in 5 parts. Actually, it might be 6 or 7 parts by the time we're through. It's just one exam, but there's lots of stuff in it. So let's get started. The first question is a Pythagorean trigonometry question because you use Pythagoras. That's why we call it Pythagorean. The first step, let's see. We're given this 41 cosine theta plus 9 equals 0. And theta is somewhere between 0 and 180 degrees. That means it's in the first or the second quadrant. Well, let's do the first thing. Let's get cosine theta by itself. We subtract 9 and divide by 41. Well, there's a start. We know that cosine's negative here now. And cosine's only negative in the where x is negative, in the second and the third quadrant. So that means if we draw a picture, we better draw it. The only place it's either, this tells us it's in the first or the second quadrant. And this says it's in the second or the third. So it must be in the second quadrant. And this is where we draw a picture. We draw this picture. Because we know that the cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, we know that it must be minus 9 is adjacent, 41 is hypotenuse. So we just fill in adjacent over hypotenuse. And then we do Pythagoras. We go 41 squared minus 9 squared, take the square root, and we get 40. And we know we're going up here so that it is plus 40. Now we've got all we need to be able to figure out the other trig ratios. But the first thing here, they say, what's sine theta over tan theta? Well, we've got to do a bit of an identity thing here. We replace tan theta with sine theta over cosine theta. And then we tip in times. When you have a fraction in the bottom of a fraction, you tip in times. These signs cancel. And this whole thing, sine over tangent theta, is really just cosine theta. But we knew that right in the beginning. We knew that it was minus 9 over 41. So there you go. Now we know what cosine theta is. It's minus 9 over 41. So we can just substitute it in here to work this out. But what's sine theta? Well, sine, let's go to this triangle here. We're talking about this angle, but this is the reference angle here. It's opposite over hypotenuse. That's 40 over 41. We'll just substitute in those values. Instead of sine theta, put in 40 over 41. Instead of cosine theta, put in what we figured up out here, minus 9 over 41. Well, 40 divided by 4 is 10, so this is 10 over 41. Minusing a minus is adding, so it's 10 plus 9. This must be 19 over 41. You can type this into your calculator exactly like this, and your calculator will tell you that it's 19 over 41. Well, that's the first question, the Pythagorean question. The next question we'll do is about proving identities.